Today I'm going to talk about the 5 things that drive narcissists crazy. Hi, I'm Nanette. Welcome back to Narcissism Exposed. So the first thing that drives the narcissist crazy is compromise. Now, compromise to you and I mean that there's a little give and take. We understand your perspective, you understand my perspective, but with a narcissist, everything is black or white, his or hers, and that's it. And when you introduce the idea of compromise to a narcissist, where there has to be some blending, a little adjusting, respect for somebody's opinion or outlook, or their uniqueness and how they feel about things, that riles up a narcissist. The second thing that drives a narcissist crazy is independence. Not his or her independence, but your independence. Your ability to think freely, to have your opinions, your viewpoints. The moment you start to exert your independence when you're with a narcissist, they start to panic. Why? Because that threatens their feeling of superiority, of being in control, of making sure you're part of their narrative, or that you're being insubordinate to their superiority or what they think is superiority, right? The third thing that makes a narcissist crazy is accommodation. To accommodate someone else's preferences, whether it's their religious preferences, their holiday choices, even vacation choices. When you're with a narcissist, there is no accommodating your feelings, your desires, your wishes. It is pretty much their way or the highway. The fourth thing that drives a narcissist crazy is change. Now, you and I, as healthy, mature human beings, right? Change can be a very good thing. And yes, change can challenge us sometimes, but in a good way. It challenges us to grow and to improve ourselves. Not so with a narcissist. For the narcissist, change means interrupting their fixed narrative, their black and white reality. Change is very threatening to a narcissist, and they think it's, how dare you change my agenda? How dare you challenge the fixed narrative? So change is something that really threatens a narcissist. The fifth thing that drives a narcissist crazy is ultimatums. So let's say the 1 through 4 things that I listed that drive a narcissist crazy, you block them, you just kept moving forward and challenging the narcissist. And then finally, you get to a place where you go, well, here's the ultimatum. It's either this or I walk. The narcissist can't stand ultimatums. Why? Because the narcissist is now backed up against a wall. And these narcissists, when you start to back them up against a wall, they panic, they go in a rage, they feel threatened. And you need to be careful at this particular point, is because when you give them ultimatums, just make sure you're doing it in a safe way. And if they still threaten or they're outrageous and they're accusing you, that's time. Look, this is where you go, you know what? I should not have to teach someone how to be loving and kind. I shouldn't have to teach someone to be respectful of someone else's opinions and perspectives. And I shouldn't have to tell somebody, you do not try to control someone's independence or freedom of speech. You shouldn't have to do that. And when you see that there's no reciprocity of communication, respect, kindness, consideration, when you see you're doing all that with the narcissist, but he or she is not returning that to you, you deserve better. That's right. You deserve the same type of treatment that you're giving to that person. you deserve it in return. And you shouldn't stand for anything but that. And when you see somebody that you think, well, maybe they've been through a hard time in life, or maybe I should help them to become a better person. That's not your job to help somebody become a better person. Each one of us has our own internal challenges that we go through in life, and it's our responsibility to help ourselves. And if we can't sufficiently help ourselves, to reach out and ask for that help. Anytime you try to help a narcissist without them consenting or asking you, or if they're just doing the bobblehead, right? All that is you trying to fix them. And we all know that you cannot fix anyone. So I don't want you to stand for that. When you see these 5 points that I just brought up that drives a narcissist crazy and you get these reactions, that is a sure sign for you that you want to assert who you are, stay who you are as that balanced, healthy person, that empath, that good person, that Christian, and don't tolerate being in a relationship with that kind of a person. Look, the narcissist wants you to obey them and stay inferior to them. That's why they do all these things when the natural progression of a relationship necessitates things like accommodation, consideration, and working things through. No, the narcissist won't tolerate any of that. Well, you don't tolerate any of the narcissist things. No, you don't tolerate that craziness. You don't tolerate abuse. You don't tolerate control. Look, anyone who tries to treat you less than what you deserve, dump him or her. Anyone who tries to take your freedom away from you, dump him or her. Anyone who tries to treat you abusively, dump him or her. Anyone who wants to play the dictator in your life, dump him or her. Now, before anyone gets a little kind of their hair up because I used the word dump, I looked that word up. Yeah, I did. So I'm going to read you the actual definition of the word dump. And it says to put down or abandon hurriedly in order to make an escape. I'll read that again for the word dump. It says put down or abandon hurriedly in order to make an escape. So that word is aptly applied. And I want to tell you this, as the empath, the good person, the Christian, God gave you, each one of us, freedom of will. That's right. You have God-given freedom of will to make choices in life. When you meet somebody who basically is demanding and telling you that you no longer have choice in your life, but that they are going to make all these decisions for you, I want you to look for the nearest exit door and run. Because before God, no one is allowed or should challenge your freedom of will. God gave you freedom of will to love Him. God gave you freedom of will to follow His word. God gives you freedom of will on every level because God so loved the world. He loves you. He gave His only begotten Son for mankind. God is so full of love. And if you meet somebody like the narcissist who wants to just cut all your rights and privileges and the respect you deserve and just cut off all those ties, no, don't stand for that. Don't tolerate it. There's a section in God's Word where He talks about these awful, toxic, wicked people, and He says, these people I will not endure, and I don't want you to endure the narcissist anymore. And I want you to claim back your freedom and your rights and who you are and your great self-esteem, because you know the purity of your heart and what you are worth. So if you found this video helpful, do hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, do hit that button there. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I put out a video. And until next time, walk in peace, and be blessed in your hearts.